I'll start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Firstly, let us respond from the side of the government. Firstly, we want to state that we do not support terrorism or extremism of any kind. We agree on their status quo, but we will add on more onto this. Firstly, we need to believe that in the world that is hyper-capitalistic as today, anxiety will still exist in Gov. Here's our response to their argument. Firstly, their side will actually have worse anxiety because there's one less thing to hope about. Let us understand that why exactly people believe in an afterlife is because they want hope and fairness in the world that has not given them that. That capitalism runs rampant and people and inequality runs rampant. We know this. We know that there's many examples of inequality out there in the world, and that the existence of an afterlife means fair judgment, which is still unachievable in the current status quo of the world. This gives hope for those vulnerable actors who are working class. They are getting hope from this, which lessen their anxiety, which is still better on our side comparative to them, which doesn't have the idea of an afterlife. Secondly, their narrative of using of wanting to build heaven on earth is actually better on our side comparative to a world without an idea of an afterlife, which first of all means that there is no more push for billionaires or any other actors who are capable to act in interests outside of their own. We've already seen today, in the case of today, that billionaires, especially those who are in power, they're most likely be enriching themselves, even with the added value of an afterlife. We know that it's not enough, okay? We agree that the status quo shows that the afterlife isn't enough, but I don't think the lack of it is any better, because even with the constraints and the societal push towards collectivism and people caring about each other, it is still lacking. Can we imagine how much worse it would be in the actual side of government, where there's no more holding back and people just work for their own idea of heaven, which is most of the case, especially for those in power, which means enriching themselves, living themselves on luxury. And let us actually see how technology goes on and develop in the side of government. Firstly, the technology will obviously be prolonging lifespan and will be in the interest of those who are rich and in power. So disparity continues to increase, and the benefits of allowing people to pursue their ideal world is essentially gone, because only those who are capable will shape the world, and those who are capable will most likely shape it in a way that benefits them, which is already the case now, and it will be worse on their side because there's no more moral burden and no more push from society for those people who are who are selfish to contribute to the community at hand. Thirdly, it is used by leaders to brainwash. We do not disagree that such ideas of afterlife have been misused and been used by extremists to profit and to make people kill each other and so on and so forth. We agree that that has happened in the past, but why we think the actual answer doesn't rely on removing the afterlife. It is actually more so of compromising and understanding that life is sacred. These two things can coexist with each other, that life is sacred and there still could be a life after death. We want to make people understand that the vulnerable actors need this idea because happiness stems from hope, and we already explained before that hope in the side of government is now gone. One less hope in the world, because fairness only exists for those who are in power and for those who are capable to change, to shape the world as they see fit. We acknowledge that humans have selfishness, and that most likely, if the world continues to operate in a hyper-capitalistic manner, those who are at the top will be the one controlling most of the things, while those at the bottom will still suffer most, which is worsened by the non-existence of an afterlife, because there's less hope for the people at the ground, people, vulnerable actors such as the working class and so on and so forth. Happiness will be less because there is nothing to hope for after death. You don't know where your loved ones are going through. This idea lessens anxiety, even if they want to argue that it's not, that it carries anxiety itself. It has done more benefit in that extent, and it has made people calmer in accepting, and it has contributed to accepting the passing of loved ones, and it has contributed to the concept that they actually brought. For example, that it is easier for a camel going through the eye of a needle than a rich man to go down, is actual proof why we need this concept of an afterlife, because it shows that materialistic needs are unnecessary, and that idea on itself already contributes to things such as charities and so on and so forth, non-profits, aid organizations, all of this creating with spreading out wealth, because we understand that wealth isn't carried after death, and we don't want to hog it all. This wouldn't be the case for the side of government, because the people on their side will hog all the wealth because they want to shape the world as they see fit. They want to live further. They want technology that benefits them instead of the actual community. It will actually be worse off for the side of the government to even think of that idea and bring up that point, because that point is already doing us good in today, because there's many organizations that are made with the function of spreading wealth due to an idea of an afterlife, that nothing is carried after death. That is all from me. Proud to oppose.